Isaiah 19 verse 19. And it's speaking about a pillar in the midst of the land of Egypt, the altar and the body thereof. And the pillar that is in the midst of the land of Egypt and the body thereof is 5,449 cubic inches high. So the height of the pyramid in Egypt, in the midst and on the border, is the same number as the value of Isaiah chapter 19 verse 19, numerology, that speaks of the same pyramid in the midst of the land of Egypt and on the border thereof. If you get what I'm saying. 5,449. That's the height of the pyramid in inches, and that's the value of Isaiah chapter 19 verse 19 in Hebrew numerology. So that's why they could find it, you know, worthy to steal. And there are a lot of things more about the pyramid, you know. I mean, we can't even begin to start to even go into that. But yes, still now, you will notice that this copycat version, when you count the courses, we're still on the number 13. When you count the courses of the pyramid, you actually see that it's 13 courses. Now, Roman numerals, that's 1776. That's at the bottom of the pyramid. In Roman numerals, 1776. Now, 7 plus 6 is 14. Or I should say 13, forgive me. 7 plus 6 is 13. Which is really the right number I'm talking of, 13. So, as we could see, the number 13 is still replaying itself. What is so important about 1776? This is the year of so-called independence. Who did they get independence from? The British. That whole scenario doesn't make sense to me, you know. I'll leave that for now. Now, in 1776, the 4th of July, the word July the 4th, or the phrase, has 13 letters. Even American Eagle has 13 letters. In the year 1917, during World War I, on the 13th of June, Woodrow Wilson sent 13 ships to France to help them in the war. Woodrow Wilson's, his name has 13 letters too. So now, I don't know who could really even try to say, oh man, all of that is just coincidence. It's obvious someone had it in mind before it happened. Because you see, a lot of these things may look mysterious and mystics, you know. But this is what the whole science of the Kabbalah can do. When people talk about Obeah and voodoo and all sorts of different witchcraft and all of these different things, the science is very important. Now, especially when it comes to the comprehension of these signs, we talk about the presidential seals and even the presidents themselves. When you look into history, look at an individual like Abraham Lincoln. Now, Abraham Lincoln was actually elected in 1860, 5th of November. Now, John F. Kennedy was elected in 1960, 5th of November. They were actually elected exactly 100 years apart. Now, the both of them went down the same way. This is how you know a lot of these things are plots, you know. This is where this whole concept now of this unseen eye is supposedly comes in. This is supposed to be the all-seen eye of the Creator. Now, in reality, that's the first eye. A lot of people call it the third eye. You know, your third eye, your inner eye. Well, it's really the first eye because it was there before these other eyes. So it's really the first eye. It becomes the third eye now. But now, that whole aspect of the capstone, because in the pyramid at Giza, in reality, there is a capstone missing, which still fulfills that scripture that the stone that the builder refused becomes the head cornerstone. And that's not a religious statement, that's actually a mathematical theory, with the whole missing capstone of the pyramid, just like how I explained the mathematical numerology with the fulfillment of Isaiah 19 and the height of the pyramid. Everything is mathematical. You know, that's why I always say religion without science is really fairy tale. So now, this unseen eye that's their version of it, is supposedly that all-powerful eye that sees everything. That is why they carry the eye now. And that is why it's one eye. Because that symbol of the one eye is very important. It is the symbol of Christ, that one eye symbol. We're going to go into all of that. It may sound funny to some, but that scripture that talks about it's better for you to be one-eyed, so you can enter Zion, than you have two eyes and the light coming and go the other eye. Doesn't mean to go and dig out your eye. It is symbolic of the whole secret message of that one eye again. This is why the individual's name was Isaac the blind. That's why I told you he was not blind. If you read your scripture, almost every time an individual is given power, he always goes blind. Let me symbolism. The same Isaac in the Bible went blind when he was supposed to bless Esau and Jacob came in the goat skin. All symbolism again, don't get carried away with these things, you know. And the same thing with Jacob, when he was blessing his children, he was blind. The same thing with Eli, when Samuel was to get the priesthood, he went blind too. Samson blind. When Osiris resurrected, Horus lose an eye, he became the one-eye Horus. Symbolism. So all of these things, that's Isaac. Isaac lost his eye. Good. Symbolism. So this is why now they would use this. Now, this itself, when you look at even a lot of the insurance companies and all these things, you see the same one eye with the pyramid and all of these things. As me and my brethren was reasoning about there, the whole aspect of the news industry. That's where the trees reach, you know, in the dust. And you can see the unseen eye in CBS. Now, yes, it's an eye. CBS has the nerve to tell you, this is CBS, we are watching you. This is CBS, we are watching you. You're home looking at your television, and CBS is telling you, this is CBS, we are watching you. Eye on America. That's why most computers would have a monitor. Put the monitor in. Alright. Now, even the concept of news itself, which is really north, east, west, and south. News. Doesn't mean that it's something new, just happened. International events. Not just in media. Media, biblical media, that's the area with the Middle East area, media. Middle East media. That's why the word media and the word media basically spelled the same. The media is always in media. That's why they call it media. So that's what I'm telling you now. When they have the nerve to tell you, we make the news. As I said, etymology, you know, you see the science of words, subliminal messages. I wonder if you following where I am here. We're not changing subjects and jumping from here to there, you know. This is one story, you know. When I started with the Kabbalah and Isaac the Blind and the 9 monks, we're still on the same story. We make the news. Who is it that makes the news? Ted Turner. We can trace him back to the Oddfellas again. This is what I'm trying to show you. We make the news. How do you get the news? See, like how the brother making some food here? That's the same way them do it. They go behind and they do something and they just manufacture and make some news. And they come and they give you breaking news. What do you mean you're breaking the news? Why not give me all the news? What kind of breaking news is this? And they're sending the reporters to cover the story. You ever hear them kind of talk? Cover the story. Now when you go and cover something, it's something that you're hiding. Something that you're trying to keep away from somebody. News flash. Imagine that. News flash. Man, you better be lucky if you get that. Don't even blink for that one. Bulletin. Fast bullet. But then a bullet is something very dangerous again. When you read the news in a magazine, because you know what a magazine is. Any gunners in the house? You know what a magazine is? That's where you have bullets. Bulletin, breaking news and all of these things. Some of them even have the nerve to tell you we make the weather, you know. I've heard that. We make the weather, but yet still don't laugh, it's true. Alright, keep that in mind. That's the next thing altogether. Genetical warfare. So now, I mean, that concept of the idea, you know, and that C, that's why you notice even the term C is in a lot of the C, NBC, CNN, BB Blind, BBC. Everybody's seeing something because it's the concept of the eye. And that's why they call the sea, you know, because the sea now, that watery substance we call the sea, actually sees everything. That's why he's going to stand in judgment. HPI or HBO, but the O is an I. Oh, it's an I. Home box office. Well boxed up there. You see? Home box office. What kind of combination is this? Just look at the words. Home and box and office. What are they trying to tell you? You see, my brothers and sisters, this is a very serious thing, you know. Def Comedy Jam. I tell you, our people are really, really in a very serious situation when it comes to the television. Telling you lies through the vision. Vision, you know. This is a serious thing. Eye business. Telling you C, CBN, more CNN and C, everything is C-SPAN. Telling you lies through the vision. Now there's a specific plant known as the holly tree. It's a literal plant. As a matter of fact, when you use a lot of herbal products, herbal toothpaste and herbal soaps, when you read the ingredients of a lot of them, you will actually see the holly tree or the holly bark, holly leaves, holly root, and if you're fortunate, you might see Hollywood. Now, this Hollywood, a plant I'm talking about, this Hollywood, the plant, is a very ancient plant, many associated with the area known as India and China and these places in Asia. Now, this holly plant though, when you actually burn it like in a bonfire, not smoke it, burn it like an incense, and you sit around it, it makes you hallucinate. Okay, imagine what it does to you if you really smoke it for real. When you just sit around it, it makes you hallucinate. It causes illusion and make you see things that are not really there. Just do the research, you know. Don't just take everything I say in here like something, you know. You could, I'm glad to see you taking in notes. Go home and look it up. That's what the holly tree does. It makes you hallucinate, it causes illusion, makes you see things that are not really there. Little green men and polka dot elephants flying, many different things. That's Hollywood, the plant. I don't think I have to say the second half. I need to continue that part. Okay. Hollywood then, in California, MGM, Universal Studios, Disney, whatever else you have there, does the same thing as Hollywood, the plant. When you inhale Hollywood, it makes you hallucinate. It causes illusion. It makes you see things that are not really there. And that's the same thing Hollywood does that is coming out of your television. Now when I say inhale Hollywood, no, I don't mean to go to your TV and be smelling up your TV. I mean, I'm speaking esoterically as well. When you actually take in that production that is coming from Hollywood, yeah, it makes you hallucinate, and of course, obviously, things that are not really there will appear unto you. Now you see, that's the importance of words, you know. Don't get caught up. Words is important. This is why we say words are sword. This is why he should have a two-edged sword in his mouth to smite the wicked. That's the scripture. Christ shall come with a two-edged sword in his mouth to smite the wicked. Now, of course, the sword in his mouth is really his words. Because if you look at the word sword, and you move the S from the beginning and put it at the end, you get the word words. Two-edged. Sword in his mouth. Etymology. Now, yes, etymology is very deep, you know. Let me show you also. There's a specific material known as papyrus. Now, the papyrus now, P-A-P-Y-R-U-S, papyrus now, the papyrus plant, the very ancient plant, is said to be the first material used for writing. differently than, you know, the ancient hieroglyphics. Now, this papyrus plant specifically comes from a species of plants known as the reed plants, R-E-E-D, reed. Now, from this papyrus, this is where we get the term paper, because it's obvious that papyrus and paper is spelled the same. And if you also study your Espanol, you'll notice papel, paper, papyrus, they all sound the same. Good. Before you go, my brother, going out the door, let me give you this last piece. This is why now, when you observe, papyrus comes from the species of plants known as the reed plants, R-E-E-D. This is where you get the term reed. That's why you read paper, because the papyrus is a member of the reed species of plants. That's etymology, and it's still a subliminal message. You can go now. Now, when we observe this criminal here, that's what they are, criminals. People like him, not even him, like it. Criminals. I see a lot of children in the house. Anyone can tell me who that is? You know who that is, my lord? If you say no, that's very good. That's good. You need a round of applause. Anyway, I know many people know who this criminal is, as I said. The son of the writer of the Iliad. Yes, exactly. Homer, the Odyssey. Now, just quickly, as I was speaking of the etymology, it's very simple. This is how simple it is. B-A-R-T, Bart. When you exchange the A and the R, you get Brat. Bart Simpson becomes Brat Simpson by simply just turning the A and the R, inverting them. That's not a mistake, because it's obvious that the character of Bart Simpson is really a brat. That is why when you invert the letters, you could get that name one time. This is why they call people or whatever this is, these kind of things, characters, because they're actually shaping the character of our children. Not kids. Children. I know a lot of, kids. My kids. I've heard it even for the evening since I've been here. Now, I mean, it's just words. They ain't gonna do nothing. Huh? That's what you think. Words are swords. Sticks and stones can break my bones. Words as well. Because you see, there's a specific emblem known as the 5-point star. Wherein, that's what they call it. It's not a star. Just like the 6-point star, it's not a star, They're symbols. We just call a star is like a ball of gas. A falling star is not a star. A movie star is not a star. These are just terms that we use. Good. Now, the 5-point star in its true aspect would look just like this. And this is why even in the Islamic tradition, you see them still use that 5-point star symbol now. Also of man and woman together. Where even that term Allah, a very ancient term. I know a lot of people get up and run, oh Allah, but I mean even the term Alleluia, is Allah right in the midst of that, Alleluia, Alleluia, same thing. That's why when you take the word, that's why when you take the word Allah and you turn it around, you get the word Allah again. Very symbolic of the number 8. Just like 8, when you turn the 8 around, you get 8. That's really the only number you can do that with. That's why 8 is infinite. When you turn the 8 on its side, that's the symbol of infinity. So I'm saying now, the symbol of the man, arm, leg, arm, head. Allah. Arm, leg, arm, head. Allah, as I said, is an ancient term. It is not really confined to the Islamic tradition alone. It's a very, very ancient term. Good. As I said, Alleluia. But now that same symbol of that star, when you turn the star around now, upside down, it gives a different perception altogether. When the 2 points are up, it appears like a goat. The horns, the ears, and the beard. Same star upside down. That's why a lot of people refer to that symbol, 5-point star, as a pagan symbol. But no, that pentagram, it has to do with the position. It's just like a 6 for a 9. A 6 is a 9. You don't have to rub out a 9 to draw a 6, you know. You can just take it and turn it around. That's the same thing. And it becomes the highest number to what people refer to as the number that is related to the mark of the beast. Now, very important, the symbol of the pagans really is the goat. This is why even in the scripture you always see the symbolism of separating sheep from goats, or sheep from goats. English teachers in the house. Pardon me, English teacher. Sheep, not sheeps. Sheep from goat. Good. But yes, still that's how it is with English, you know. English, the H is silent. You have to figure that out yourself. Now, that's my little esoteric message here for you. Actually now, when we refer to our children as kids, we're actually calling them young goats. No man, you're taking it too far. Okay, if you're young and in love and it's puppy love, need I say more? If you are young, you're young, you know, and you're jolly in love and it's puppy love, what kind of love will it be when you grow up? Bulldog love. Pit bull love. Remember when we started, you know, Knights of the Templars now? Man might tend to forget that because when you hear Knights of the Templars, okay, we're coming back to all of that. So now, not just about them people here, Knights of the Templars. Because now this is why, you see now, children, I personally, I refer to them as trees, and I think I'm correct. Because that ancient term now, that term for anyone here who may do what is referred to as martial arts, like Tai Chi and Qigong and these different things, you'll know about the whole aspect of the energy of the Qi. Now, the energy of the Qi is the whole makeup of your, the power of your chakra when they actually combine. Okay, good. Children naturally have powerful Qi. When you, anyone that study any of these sciences, I know can actually agree with what I'm saying. When you study Tai Chi, Qigong, even down to Kung Fu, it will show you that children and these things that we call trees are the two most powerful substance or elements on earth as such. Matter made up of whatever they're made up of that carry the energy called Qi. So that's why a lot of people say, especially people that do yoga and all these different things, that if you have stress, you can go and give it to the tree. And if you need to be revived, you can actually go and stand by a tree and the tree will give you energy, because a tree is a living thing. I mean, there have been experiments done in trees. There are people that played rock and roll, what do you call these people? Def Leppard and Smashing Pumpkins to plants and they died. Yeah, Def Leppard wasn't deaf, died, plant died because of rock and roll music, and that's not a joke. Anyone here that's you know, have dealt with the media and knowledge, and you know that what's his name there? Noriega, Panama. You know how they ran Noriega out of his house with rock and roll music? Anyone knows that? The one the second that does the truth. They ran Noriega out of his house with rock music. He refused to come out, and they did something and put up a little satellite and played rock music to him for 2 days. And Noriega, the so-called great dictator that would not give up to a tank, came out with his hands up because of rock and roll music. You follow that? Okay, alright, good. So, anything can be just anything. So this is why now, as I said, that energy, there are a lot of other experiments they've done to trees, but I mean we could stay here all night talking about trees alone. But now the energy, the Qi, that's where you get the term tree. Qi. And Qi is spelled C-H-I. Now you notice C-H-I are the first three letters in the word child and children. Dren. Chill. Children are supposed to really chill, you know. Ain't always so today. but they're supposed to chill. Give thanks to those that came, you know. But at the same time now, this is why, even in the scripture, it always compares an individual who wants to know the Creator, compares them to a child. If you really want to come to me, you must come like a little child. Why did they use the example of a child? Because a child is supposedly a humble individual. Someone who, you know, always ready to learn. Someone who is quiet. Someone who is open and obedient. That is the natural nature of a child. Ain't really so today. I mean, we all visit the supermarket and see it. Who's stomping up for Fruit Loops or Cheerios. But it ain't always so. That's why the scripture could tell you, come to me like a child. But just to show you how far out of nature now things have gone. Alright, good. But now, as I said, they're supposed to chill. They're trees. When you actually have a child, and you take that young child to what they call the daycare, I like to ask if they really care. Daycare? You must ask yourself the same question next time you go there. Daycare, I wonder. Mommy's going to work now. I'm coming back at 5 o'clock. Daycare. Alright, you can take your chances. When you carry to this daycare, another term that they use for a daycare is actually a nursery. Now, a nursery is a place where you have young trees. Naturally, this is just a natural thing. A nursery is a place where you keep young trees. Now, when you actually take the tree from a nursery, you actually carry the tree to a garden. Now, there's a reason for this. Because when you take them from slips, you can put them somewhere that they could grow the way you desire them to grow. Good. That's why when you take a child from a nursery, you carry them to a kindergarten. Garden, these terms that we use are terms they give us to use, you know. Because they know, they who? Who is they? What kind of terms are these? We're speaking English. Okay, Knights of the Templars. You gotta follow where we're coming from. The English is no more than 500 years old, you know. Even Mussolini during the Italian War called English a backward language. Alright, good. Yet still now, just showing you that these are the terms we use from a nursery to a garden, because our children are trees, not kids, not little goats. So this is why now you will notice in wartime, what they refer to as the foot soldiers that are in front of the battle, they refer to them as infantry. Infantry. Infants, trees. They're in front of the war. And to me personally, our children in the psychological war, although all of us are in it, they, just like we were at the time, are in front of the battle. That is why the infantries get shot first. I mean, as soon as a baby's born, what's going on? They're ready to give it the shots. The infantries get shot first. Any shooting going on? Just know the infantry is going on first. Infant trees, young trees, the children, from the nursery to the garden to the infant trees. Specifically, that's our children, not kids. So when you actually put them in their little stroller now and bring them in front of criminals like this, all that is taking place, you're going to wash the dishes or worse, talk on the phone. Bart Simpson is transforming your pure little cheat, born a cheat, you know, born a cheat, into some sort of criminal, into a brat. You see it? Good. Now look at this band of robbers here. Matter of fact, they're worse than robbers. To the question of the night. Knights of the Templars. Alright, Cabana. Robert the Bruce. I wonder if you can retain all of these things. Winnie the Pooh, shirt and no pants. Okay. Nothing wrong with that, that's just a little cartoon thing. As a matter of fact, this is the cartoon version. Originally they used to be in some big suits. That's when I was a little younger. And they used to have a narrator. That narrator for sure was very queer. TTFN, Tata for now, I could remember all of these things. Now, this aspect of Winnie the Pooh with the shirt and no pants is very, very simple. It's significant, very sick, very evil. I could really get to some serious words, you know, but the camera's on. This individual here, I tell you. Now we know bears don't wear clothes. Let's get this straight. Bears don't wear clothes. But the fact that you're going to humanize it and give it a shirt and leave the rest, you're sending a sick, diabolical message. Because Piglet now, who is supposedly another he, is obviously wearing a female bathing suit. It is not a subtle, hidden message. It is straight in your face. Piglet has on a female bathing suit. The both of them are supposedly he. Alright. See ER had his face down there. I don't know what's going on there. But that's the kind of, you know, that's what they're into. Now in reality, this Winnie fella here, because Winnie is really a female's name. I really don't know any male by the name of Winnie. The closest thing I connect with Winnie and a man is Winnie Mandela. I can't, that's as far as I could go. Enough respect to her at the same time. Now, I don't trust them, you know, they'll mock anybody to, you know. Winnie now, this Winnie here, the Pooh, for those who do their history, that term Pooh, especially in Latin America, is a term that people use for prostitutes. Actually, the whole term is puta. And Pooh is for short. Winnie the Pooh. That's why Winnie the Pooh doesn't have on any pants, because Winnie the Pooh is ready to poo. Oh no, you're taking it too far. The area where these fellas live is known as the 100-acre woods. That's what they call it. The 100-acre woods. But yet still, when you meet Winnie the Pooh, you have to go where? They always tell you, welcome to Pooh Corner. A corner, you know, where you think Poohs go and do their business? On corners. Take it easy. Welcome to Pooh Corner. Prostituting our little children. No, man, where you going with that thing? I ain't talking about a regular thing, I'm talking